this happened, he was in the audience as well.
Like, was that Will Smith?
Yeah, and he also said, well, at least, you know,
he got slapped by the softest rapper. And anyway, I feel like Chris Rock is gonna drag this out, and we're gonna be annoyed by Chris Rock because he didn't immediately like say something. Like, he's trying to like really process it and say little slick shit. And now allegedly Will and Jada are going through a divorce.
Heard that too. This is a total
honorable mention. But going back to the trans thing real quick, Benzino and Shauna Brooks, what do y'all got going on?
Welcome back to Nightmare Radio Show. It's your girl, Brittany Kristen.
And it's your girl, Ish. Welcome to episode 90 of Nightmare Radio.
10 out, girl. 10 out.
10 out. Y'all better be on the lookout for this 100th episode because it's going down. But you're going to have to wait on it. I'm sorry to tell y'all. You're going to have to wait on it.
Well worth the wait.
It is going to be worth the wait. But if this is your first time here at our show, thank you so much for being here. You could have watched anything else because everybody be outside talking about everything.
You could have listened to anything else.
You know, but welcome, because we about to inform you, okay? We're going to give our opinion a little bit, but we're going to give the facts.
Yes.
Got to state facts. Facts.
I love the facts. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Before we do that, though, we want to remind you.
Before we get to the merch, though, this is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah.
And we are still continuing that theme of Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yes.
If you've checked in last week from the Queen check-in, thank you so much. I appreciate you for reaching out to me and, you know, checking in with me to make sure I'm good. It's a lot going on in the world. I am good. Thank y'all. I just wanted to be open and transparent about what's going on. What we did, you know?
Yeah, definitely needed. So we're going to continue the conversation this month, providing you with a few resources this week. And next week, you'll hear from a very special mental health practitioner herself. So she'll be in the building with us to discuss.
Be sure to head over to eShop and Drop Store to get all of your Nightmare Radio merch. And you can get your Tsunami merch too. Get you some Tsunami shoes, hat, wave, surf, splash. I remember the commercial.
Wave, surf.
Tsunami. Yeah, that one used to go up.
It did.
But I'm if you hear it in there, I might throw that back in here this week.
You should.
But anyway, Nightmare Radio Show merch, eShopAndDropStore.com. Use our code Nightmare Madness for now.
Yeah, but keep a lookout and check back in.
Right. For the new code.
Updated code.
For the new
we'll
code.
make sure we make that clear to you this week.
Yes.
Why are you spending money?
Go ahead and head over to Her Wine. By the time you listening to this, you should have gotten your mother something for Mother's Day.
Yeah, but every day is Mother's Day.
If you had to pay rent, go ahead and get her a bottle of wine from herwines.com. Use our code Don't Sleep for 15% off of your purchase.
And last but not least, on the church announcement bulletin,
right?
Save the date for Wednesday, May 25th at Genesis Atlanta. Your favorite duo will be back, sponsored by Her Wine, for another More Life, More Wine, More Convos. This discussion will be, of course, dedicated to mental health awareness, mental wellness. And it's going to be a great one to pop the summer off right.
Yes, so I think it's going to be good. We got to have our mental right before we get into summer. Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be a good check-in.
It's needed. All right, so now we can go ahead and give you the tea for the week.
Before we give them the tea for the week.
Okay.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
Okay. Visit our channel. Visit some of the other bonus content. You know, subscribe to the channel.
Let us know what you like.
And comment on this video for the things that you might want to say while you watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, without further ado,
straight into the wins this week for the culture, starting with
Lil Durk. So Lil Durk launched his nonprofit last year in October. It's called Neighborhood Heroes, and his nonprofit organization has launched a career readiness program for the underprivileged youth, Black youth specifically in Chicago. So they are going to take 20 young men to New York. They're taking them on a trip. They're taking them to New York to meet C-suite executives from Sony Music, Alamo Records, and the New York Knicks. Then they're going to fly on down to Atlanta to visit the HBCU circuit, get familiar with some of the colleges, and then they're going to head over to Alabama, to Talladega for the NASCAR playoffs to bridge the gap between the Black community and NASCAR. I just want to give a big shout out to Lil Durk for making this nonprofit organization.
That sounds really nice.
He could have been doing so many other things like killing Tekashi 6ix9ine, getting back at Quando Rondo, but don't respond to with Vaughn. I'm like, but that's what's up. Shout out to the nonprofit organization. Shout out to the board members who put this all together. But the Neighborhood Heroes nonprofit organization is a community-focused nonprofit program that helps lead a positive change and provides resources to under-resourced communities across the nation. So if we hit you up, Lil Durk, just come on through for November.
I really like to hear that. That's a good look, Lil Durk. You deserve the win for this week for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah. Another congratulations are in order. Congrats to the entire graduating class of 2022.
For sure, yeah.
From the collegiate level, the doctorate level, master's degree specialists, down to high school, middle school, elementary school, and even the babies that are graduating from pre-K to kindergarten, including my own little baby.
Shout out to Willa.
Skylar is going to 5th grade, y'all.
What?
Crazy. But anyway.
She is going to kindergarten.
Yeah, my bad. 5th grade. Kindergarten. She was telling me that she was going to go to 5th grade. She was going to skip all the way to 5th grade.
That's what's up. Catch up with us. Catch up, Willa.
Child. But anyway, these congrats are for Ludacris. Congratulations, Luda. This week he graduated from Georgia State University. He received an honorary bachelor's degree in music management. And this is, iconic and fitting because 26 years ago was the first time he enrolled at Georgia State University.
Oh, okay. So they just giving degrees out that people pay for?
Well, no, not necessarily. He's actually been working with the Georgia State Institute or the Georgia State University. He's been mentoring students and he works in collaboration with the Creative Media Industries Institute.
Did he donate $60,000 worth of money for this degree?
I'm sure that he put some donating into it, but he actually put the time in. Like he has a whole program with the Chris Bridges Foundation program. It's all tied in. Like they do work for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I don't know, Ludacris. I mean, we had to work for ours. I mean, you saying that he put in a different type of work, but it's not the late night, early mornings work. And
for real,
he's already successful. People got to go get degrees, bust their ass to get a bachelor's, and then get out of school and then
pay it back. That's not even.
And then pay it back, and then not even have an opportunity to get a job in their field.
So are you not here for the?
No, I'm not.
You're not here for the honorary degrees?
No, I'm not. I'm not here for the honorary bachelor's degree. If they was gonna give him an honorary doctorate degree, then that's different.
Yeah, Pharrell just got an honorary doctorate degree from Norfolk State in doctorates of music mastery or something like that.
Because then
music composition.
Because then Ludacris was like, he took to his Instagram like, you gotta call me bachelor's degree Ludacris. Like,
ain't nobody calling you that, Luda.
Nobody.
Ain't nobody calling me that. Don't nobody care.
Hello.
You need the meme with Future. But I have a bachelor's degree. No, it's Waka.
Yeah, Waka was like okay. Yeah. So anyway,
we all got $90,000 in student loan.
And he's successful in. But okay.
But no, congrats, Chris Level.
Go off, Ludacris.
Congrats. This moment is still for you. So congratulations for you. Nice example for your children and his beautiful family. Up next, I'm excited about this one. Have you seen the music video A$AP Rocky dropped this week?
No, I heard that he threw some shots at Chris Brown though.
Nobody else mentioned that. I did not see or catch them shots.
Talking about he doesn't beat his bitch, he loves his bitch.
Oh, that was a shot. Okay. So A$AP Rocky dropped a new single and a visual. The song is DMB, stands for That's My Bitch, of course. And he talks, the song, if you first listen to the song and watch the video, then you may miss the point or the message of what he's saying. And it's generally giving like the basis of your favorite like hood love story, the rags to riches story, the ride or die story. It's even includes like a nice, cute little decked out hood style wedding with matching matrimonial grills. But yes, he says, some of the lyrics say something like "beat my B," which, dang, I feel like I'm on that YouTube show that breaks down the lyrics. Like I'm the artist breaking down the lyrics.
Break it down. You talking about Genius?
Yeah, I feel like I'm on Genius breaking down A$AP Rocky's lyrics. Call me A$AP. Basically, in the lyrics it says "beat my B," and he's referring to getting it in the bedroom, but then he specifies and says, no, I don't beat my B, that's my queen. Like he specifies, like he's not talking about like physically beating her. But I didn't necessarily take that as a shot at Chris Brown.
That's what the people of the internet said.
Is that what the internet
folks said, that he took a shot at Chris Brown saying he don't beat his B, he loves his B.
Yeah, he does.
I just feel like, why do people get in relationships with Chris Brown's ex and have to bring him up? Remember when they was at the BET Awards and Quavo was running down Chris Brown because he was dating Karrueche at the time? It was like, why are you trying to fight Chris Brown? Like, leave that man alone.
I'm going to continue. I didn't even know that was, because I was on the internet watching the internet fall in love with this visual. I didn't even know that was a thing. Ain't nobody checking for Chris. Happy belated birthday, Chris Brown.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo.
He got 3 kids now. It's crazy.
I heard.
It's crazy. I hope he's not beating any of his children's mothers. But anyway, A$AP Rocky marked his directorial premiere with his video. He directed, edited, and produced it himself. And of course, Rihanna, his queen, was in the video. And really, really, the Navy is just excited to see a glimpse into Rihanna's personal, you know what I'm saying? Because she, just like Beyonce, is very selective in what she shares.
Recently.
Yeah.
Because I think after she got kicked off of Instagram and got her Instagram back, that's when she was like, all right, I'm going to chill. I'm going to chill.
I'm going to just go ahead and make this money.
And leave y'all alone. But, dang, I had a point that I was going to say and I lost it. But yeah. Oh, I wonder do you know who made their grills? Because I saw that it was like a grills invoice and I wasn't sure if it was grills by Scotty or not.
Oh, I'm not for certain, but the grills were definitely a highlight. The wedding scene itself was a highlight. It does spark the rumors to see if they're already married or if they're, immediate plans after the baby is born. Also, some rumors have been sparked. We know that A$AP's got a project coming out. And so people are expecting to hear Rihanna as a feature on a few, or if not one of the tracks, which also may mean that we will finally get that. I think Rihanna's gonna give it to us after she finished nursing this baby.
Nope. I think she gonna give it to us. I think maybe like 5 more years. I think she's gonna wait probably like 5
years.
Hell yeah. I don't think that music is a priority. I'm not checking for
it. It's not a priority, but hella people in the Navy are definitely checking for Riri.
Yeah. I'm still fucking with Anti though. Yeah. So that's what's up.
Yes. Transitioning on to the L's. Unfortunately, we got to talk about the bad stuff this weekend. Sleep. Log on to eShop and Drop store right now to check out our new Nightmare Radio Show merch. Grab a Drake-inspired t-shirt while supplies last and use our discount code Nightmare Madness for $20 off any 2 items. For this week. If you haven't heard by now, Dave Chappelle did get attacked on stage on Tuesday by a 23-year-old aspiring rapper who was wielding a knife that was decorated like a gun. Thankfully, Dave Chappelle was not injured. He was able to, thwart the tackle, and then his entourage, who included Busta Rhymes, Jon Stewart, Jamie Foxx, and his security, commenced to beating this man's ass while Dave Chappelle continued on to complete his show on stage. So a lot of commentary, a lot of thoughts have come out since this has happened. Initially, after the attack happened, like Dave Chappelle immediately announced that the man who had attacked him was a trans man because he had an interesting haircut and had like colored nail polish. And Dave Chappelle knows that the trans community doesn't like him. So of course, the man, he's a 23-year-old Isaiah Lee. He's not a trans man, but the trans community definitely responded in backlash. And I just found it ironic how they attempted to turn Dave Chappelle, who would be the victim here, because this man literally like attempted to do serious danger to him. but now he's a victim. Now he's being run through the mud because he had initially thought that he was a trans man. So I thought that was very interesting, but also very expected for the trans community because they really be going hard when it comes to.
They do, but I don't see a trans person like physically attacking someone because the trans community already has to battle violence within their own community for other things. So I don't see a trans person like attacking someone.
I don't say
I don't want to put it past nobody because I see what's going on with Shauna Brooks and Benzino.
Woo!
That's neither here nor there.
Very
allegedly.
interesting.
Allegedly.
Yeah. I mean, well,
but you know what? I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it real. Well, dang, I'm changing the subject. But before I change the subject, this guy right here, I think this was premeditated because he already has a song out on Spotify.
Well,
that entitled Dave Chappelle.
It's not, the lyrics actually don't have anything to do with Dave Chappelle, but the song title was a ploy so that he can get people to stream it because he knew that Dave Chappelle was a popularly, trending or searched.
So is he obsessed with Dave Chappelle?
No. So Dave Chappelle actually went backstage after he completed his set, and they had the Isaiah detained, and he asked him like, "Why did you attack me? What's the deal? What's the problem?" He said that he attempted to attack him in an attempt to bring attention to his grandmother who had been a victim of gentrification in her New York neighborhood. Quote,
dumb, and dumb.
Right.
Again.
Now, when they reached out
to... Now your arm looked like Nicki Minaj.
Oh, stop it.
They said his arm giving Nicki Minaj pose.
Stop. And pose. Now, when they asked those that are closest to Isaiah Lee, they said his close friends and family members had said that he had been struggling with mental illness.
Okay.
And so that this instance was a mental break, a snap for him. The real question is the fact that the security literally got caught slipping. This man jumped up on stage.
Yeah, where do the security be at? That's the thing. Y'all be having y'all neighborhood homeboys as security. Like security guards getting killed out here. I was looking the other day, like, it was actually a story in Atlanta where a 55-year-old man, security guard, was getting out of his car and somebody just walked up on him and killed him.
Wow.
And they just left him there in the back of the building to die, and then came back and stole out his pocket and took his car. So it's like security. Y'all need security at this point because you can't even secure yourself. Keep your head on a swivel. If you can't keep your head on a swivel for yourself, how you gonna keep your head on a swivel for the community or what you're supposed to be securing?
Exactly.
Make it make sense.
That's definitely a question for concern. I believe that he is charged with misdemeanor battery, possession of a weapon with the intent to assault. And Chappelle has had to increase his security because he knows that there are people organizations and people that do not fuck with him because of his comedy. And
now that this whole Will Smith thing happened.
Yep, that's our third point here. Yep.
This is like, is this what comedy has come to?
Right.
But at the same time, Dave Chappelle did not say anything that warranted his attack in this specific instance.
Well, we actually don't know because he was recording a Netflix series. It's like a 6 or 4 episode series of comedy. He was one of the headliners for the event, and the participants were actually supposed to not have their phones. So someone had snuck and smuggled a phone, and that's how we have the footage of what happened on stage. But the phones were supposed to be banned so that there would be no leaking of the footage. So we don't know what the commentary is about, but we do know that Dave Chappelle talks about gay folks. He talks about trans people. He gonna talk about you.
Dang, this topic is really running on because I got a lot to say about this. Okay, Chris Rock is gonna drag this slap out.
Well, Chris Rock actually addressed the crowd right after this happened. He was in the audience as well.
Like, was that Will Smith?
Yeah, and he also said, well, at least
he got slapped by the softest rapper. And anyway, I feel like Chris Rock is gonna drag this out, and we're gonna be annoyed by Chris Rock because he didn't immediately like say something. Like he's trying to like really process it and say little slick shit. And now allegedly, Will and Jada are going through a divorce.
Heard that too. This is a total
honorable mention. But going back to the trans thing real quick, Benzino and Shauna Brooks, what do y'all got going on? I'm not gonna hold you. Every year and I probably shouldn't say this, but every year before Love and Hip Hop comes out, me and my friend, I'm not gonna say who, but you might know, we always hear like the different storylines that are gonna happen on Love and Hip Hop. And the story, I believe that Shauna Brooks was supposed to be on Love and Hip Hop before, but
people don't want to.
It wasn't that. I think Johnny Blaze allegedly, and I remember vividly. So Johnny, don't. I know you like to tussle, but don't. I know she had came out and said that either Stevie J allegedly was messing with a trans person, or I think it was Stevie J was messing with a trans person. I'm not sure, but I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know. It's a lot going on. Let's move on because we have honorable mentioned the honorable mention.
We have. Unfortunately, the L's list does take an unfortunate, turn for the worse here. So
yes, but keeping mental health at the forefront. Southern University mourns the loss of freshman cheerleader Arlana Miller of Texas. She was found dead after posting a suicide note to her Instagram account on May 4th. She opened a note with "Made this day," a quote from Chesley Christ, who was the Miss USA who committed suicide earlier in January. But she opened the quote from her, "May this day bring you rest in peace." And then she went on to say, "I've written so many suicide notes in my life, but finally I've reached my end." In her note, she discussed like her battle with COVID and tearing her ACL and feeling her classes being the reasons for her depression. But she also encouraged people not to give up. But she did say that she was contradicting herself in her message because she felt like the devil had won, that he had won the battle.
Wow.
So honorable mention again to Red Table Talk. Chesley Chris's mom and dad sat down at the red table for some healing, and Chesley Chris's mom just detailed how that day unfolded for her, right? And she usually goes to her workout class on that Sunday. So every morning though, she would call Chesley and talk to her and check in, and she'll do her makeup, like a get ready with me on the phone with her mom and everything to start her day, right? So her mom was already aware of her high functioning depression. And Chesley took the time where she knew that her mom wasn't going to be where nobody was going to stop her, basically. It was while her mom was at her workout class. So this, when she saw it, the message, it had already been an hour later. You guys have to watch the rest of Red Table Talk because it gets deep. Her dad talked about how New York, she can feel her he can feel her presence when he visited New York. One year he went and visited her in New York. They went to Little Italy, so he goes to like the little cupcake shop that she used to frequent, and different little shops that she used to frequent to kind of like feel her energy that she was there. But she was one of 5 kids.
Wow.
She was the second child from her mother. And it's just really sad. One thing that we're going to talk about this later on in the show, but one of the things that her mom mentioned was that she would always deflect when people ask, "How are you doing?" "I'm good. How are you doing?" I feel like that's a sign that we should watch as far as a check-in type of thing. Because, we always say check on your strong friends, but what does that look like? What does check-in mean? Like, how do you check in on your strong friends? Sometimes I feel like you have to be able to ask your friend, like, do you have the mental capacity to handle this right now? Like for example, I had a friend who wanted me to work on a project with her. She was like, is your plate full right now? I appreciated that.
That's a really considerate question to ask because a lot of people don't. And I really wish that a lot of people would ask that. But also, the other person has to be accountable enough to answer it truthfully.
The other person has to be accountable enough to answer it truthfully. And I feel like if you feel like a person has deflect, like, "I'm good, how are you?" you need to circle back.
Yeah, that was going to be my follow-up question because everybody's plan of action or way to respond looks different. You know?
Right.
So even giving like a list of like general ways that you can continue to circle back and check in, it really is situational depending on that person, the relationship that y'all have, the circumstance, the occasion, you know, like where they are. Like, are you in a space that you are comfortable enough to share? We could continue to talk about it.
We'll talk about that later. Sure. But
that's major.
I had the number here for the suicide hotline.
Mm-hmm.
If you are experiencing, you know, suicidal thoughts, I'm going to give you the number so that you can give them a call. Have someone to talk to, because sometimes your friends just don't get it. So the phone number, the Suicide Prevention Lifeline number is 800-273-8255, or you can text HOME to 741-741. You can visit speakingofsuicide.com/resources for additional resources on suicide. And that brings us to our last L on the list.
Yes. Okay. Now, condolences are definitely in order. On May 5th, 56-year-old Kevin Samuels died after a suspected heart attack. According to the reports, he complained of chest pains and fell atop of a woman suitor with whom he had spent the night with inside of his Atlanta apartment. And on behalf of Nightmare Radio, we like to submit our deepest condolences to Kevin Samuels' family, his loved ones, people that he impacted and touched. May he rest in peace, and may you all find peace in his absence. Now, the reaction to his death on social media was met with mixed responses from his fans and supporters and from his critics. Some of his earlier messages did prompt men to be better versions of themselves, but Kevin Samuels most recently and most recognizably had been acknowledged, through fame by shamelessly disgracing Black women and promoting very toxic viewpoints about relationships, gender roles, and physical appearance. And, may his passing and the response, the wide difference in response really just be a reminder to those that are still living to be extremely intentional and mindful of the words, the lifestyle, the messages, the things that you promote, that you chase, the things that you produce. Because when it's all said and done and you leave this world, I would hate for my legacy
to be tarnished like that.
And I'm not even to saying tarnished like this, because this is the legacy. I would hate for this to be my legacy.
Yeah. But his real supporters feel different. And people who, like we say, and he said, you're judging me based off of a clip, a segment on Instagram. You're not even listening to the full message. You're not getting the full thing. And I feel like this year he was really starting to say, like, I saw a clip where he said, we're done with the men against women. We're focusing on bettering ourselves individually, like women and men. Like he was ready to start a different focus. He was done. Last year was the year of the men against women. He said that was it. This year he was giving new, fresh, different content.
Did his words match up with his actions?
I haven't seen anything this year out of the 5 months. Okay, I don't follow Kevin Samuels because I don't subscribe to bullshit.
And I don't follow Kevin Samuels, but I have a father who is probably like the parliamentarian of the Kevin Samuels fan club. And again, people can say things like Mona Scott Young. I'm sure that she said that she was attempting to give Black women the autonomy and authority over to tell their own stories for the betterment and the upliftment of Black women. But the proof that is presented upon us, is that what it's doing for positivity? I don't know. It's interesting that we have this conversation and during the month of mental health, and like we say things like don't speak ill of the dead, right?
Right.
And that's important. But how many people were flamboyantly speaking ill of Derek Chauvin? Ooh.
The nerve.
George Zimmerman. Any of these other people, when they're wrong, when they're blatantly wrong for doing things that are impactful or traumatic, or that create some sort of experiential opportunity for people's mental health or wellness to be challenged, then it's all all gloves are off and it's okay to disgrace them. But here we have a black man who some people loved and some people despise, but it's no doubt, it is factual that this black man may have been, cause for a lot of trauma, toxicity, things that are really damaging to people's mental well-being. And so in an attempt to silence them, in a sense, by shaming them from speaking ill about someone that was negatively impacted for them, I mean, just an alternative perspective to offer and to add.
Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I don't wish death upon anyone either.
And that's as far as it goes.
I don't wish death upon anyone either. And for me personally, if I don't fuck with you, it's hard for me to care after I put in my mind that I do not fuck with you no more. It is so hard for me to care.
And that's why
I'm not gonna lie.
My words, like I said, are like rest in peace. And I don't have anything else necessarily, positive to say.
I'm not going to go out here and be like, because and this is not directly towards Kevin Samuels. I'm just saying in general, if once me and you are done, is this on me? Once me and you are done, that's it. I don't care about you. It takes a lot for me to come back and care. Like if I fall out with you and you die, then I probably won't be like, it'll probably be rest in peace, but I'm not going to put no whole think piece like, oh my God, we were best friends. I wish we would have worked it out because the cake been baked, baby. It's over with.
The cake didn't. I never heard that one before.
It's over. It's done. It's over with. But when it comes to Kevin, I'm not going to get on the internet and be like, oh, that's what he get, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But at the same time, the cards laid themselves, baby.
And that's,
the irony always comes back.
And that's the thing. It's very ironic. They spoke about again, we are over here like making grand jury conversations about the details of the man's most intimate moments before he died, right?
Right.
But it's ironic that they said that the woman that he dated, although she was a Hispanic woman, physically she was not the type of woman that he boasted and talked about, the type of woman that he was exclusive to, on camera. In fact, he shamed those types of women.
She was 30 years old. And 30, she's our age.
And he doesn't believe in dating women that are over 30 because they're used. And she was also over 200 pounds. And he's also, through his work, he's also body shamed, women that have talked and called his phone about women's bodies and sizes.
And health. And he died of a heart attack.
I think it's very ironic. Again, y'all better...
The irony...
Live a good life.
What do they say? The jokes write themselves?
Yeah. Not saying that this
is not a joke, but... They write themselves. But, SZA deleted her TikTok for mental health awareness because she said that social media is demonic. And I believe it. Like, sometimes you have to take those social media breaks.
It's everywhere.
I did it in 2019. I was going through I had encouraged you to do it.
Okay.
But I had went through a friendship breakup and I was tired of seeing that hoe on my phone. So I had to take a mental health break so that I could just channel myself, be one with my thoughts, be clear of the things that I see or the comparison that's going on. Like, it's a lot that goes into. A lot.
One day I would really like to dig deeper into social media and my own personal effects that it has on my own mental health. Really, just the things that I consume in general, which Nicola spoke really, really good about making sure that the seeds that we use to plant within ourselves are good seeds.
Yeah. And if I'm on social media, sometimes I'll just get on there like at the top of the hour or maybe like at the peak hours to just check in.
Yeah.
But I'll trade my time in for social media to do something else that need to be done. Like if I know I need to handle this real quick, all right, let me put my phone to the side.
I immediately noticed that my mood, that my like overall like well-being and stuff like that drastically changed around June during quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that was after Memorial Day weekend, so that was after Breonna Taylor's incident. It was, of course, we were still reeling from Ahmaud Arbery. news and media content about the mass millions of people.
You're talking about George Floyd too, because Breonna Taylor died in March, but we learned about her around the time of George Floyd. Yes, that George Floyd thing was hard.
It was a lot. Like it was a lot, and so we do have to be mindful of the things that we consume as consumers, because whether you're creative or not, whether you're a business person or not, whether you're a mom or not, whatever, everybody's a consumer.
Yeah,
that is one thing for sure. One thing about it, we Black and we gonna consume.
Right, facts.
And so really, we have to really be like specifically mindful of where we consume things.
Sleep. Log on to eShop and Drop store right now to check out our new Nightmare Radio Show merch. Grab a Drake-inspired t-shirt while supplies last and use our discount code Nightmare Madness for $20 off any 2 items.